Hey everyone. Well, happy Monday. Perhaps some of you listening are in our future, and I should say happy Tuesday. But the big news over here was in the United States was the eclipse. I'm located outside of the Chicago, Illinois area, so we were supposed to get a partial eclipse. However, I can tell you that I sensed that it was getting darker, but I actually had I had coaching calls scheduled this afternoon. So I didn't officially get to watch it during its peak, but I did feel it getting darker, but it wasn't anything extreme. Someone sent me a picture from the Baltimore area, and that was definitely, I think that was like the total eclipse. So it was really cool because you could see how dark it was. Here, it just, it was still light out and everything. Uh, but yeah, so I didn't really get the whole effect of the partial eclipse. But, anyways, we're into a new week. We're beginning the second week of April, and I wanted to just pop on here to see what's going on and what needs to happen for you to achieve your goals, not just in the second quarter, but what needs to happen to make 2024 your best year ever. That's a question you need to ask yourself. And sometimes the way to get the answers is to pretend that you are an outsider looking into, your business, looking into your life. Because obviously there's something that needs to change or be modified for us to get to where we need to be. And I truly believe that you all know what needs to be done. The question may be just how or who can help you. But the one thing that I've seen with working with clients, and I've coached, I've led over 4,800 coaching sessions since 2014, is I feel that people don't I feel that a lot of times clients, people, because a lot of times I'm speaking with people that that I may just meet at an event, at a speaking engagement. But whatever the case is, I really don't think that some of you take enough action. And I know that might be difficult to hear, but on top of that, besides not taking enough action, the other thing I see is people aren't taking the right actions. Okay. The good news is that those things can be changed. Those things can shift, and it doesn't have to take a lot of time for those things to shift. But it is very important that we are able to identify what needs to be done. And then it's very important that we do the right things in the right order. Now, we help clients on a fractional basis. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because we have found, and clients have found, that they can, in lots of times, in lots of cases, get faster results if they allow us to help set things up, to facilitate the sales and marketing, to get that on the right path so that it can either be continued by us after the acceleration period or by transitioning it to someone on their team or helping them hire someone. But we've worked with a lot of companies and a lot of clients who just don't have a background in sales and marketing. Their expertise may be in science. Their expertise may be in the, in healthcare. Their expertise may be in, the life sciences. We have a lot of clients who have advanced degrees. Many of them have had military experience. And the great thing that I honor about our clients and our people that have military experience is they follow the process. So once they learn, what needs to be done, and then they're diligent about taking the action and doing those steps in the right order. So they follow that process. And I attribute a lot of that. I know it's not all of it, but I attribute a lot of that to them having a military background, knowing that they need to follow a process to solve a problem. And I love working with clients like that. I find that to be extremely, extremely beneficial to them because, first of all, they're used to following a process. So then once we teach them, we set things in place, they have a very good understanding. In the same sense is, when we're working with clients, we are, really it's a co-creation because our clients need to provide us with some information as far as, their skill sets, what they're looking to do, what lights them up, what makes them feel very gratified. What have been some case studies that they have recognized, that they have noted with clients and proof of concept. So even though we're able to do a lot of the heavy lifting, we definitely still need to get input from our clients. That's super important. So getting back to the fact that we're into the second quarter now, how do you know what needs to be done and in what order? Well, there's a lot of information out there, and that's for sure. And you could literally just go to an event or listen to a call every day. However, I'm here to tell you, and I'm sure that you know this, you need to take the action in order to get the results. So you can listen to all the calls and the trainings that you want, but if you're not taking the right action in the right order, you're not going to get the results. I had a client that I had a client session today, and he was about to confuse himself, but luckily he caught himself and did not proceed. His the thing that happened with him, and I think this is something that we can all relate to at some point or another. Like I said, he was on my schedule today, and what happened was he jumped on a call. He was listening, informational call. It was a free call. And they were recommending a tactic about a membership site. Well, this particular client already has a process in place. what we're doing is we're working together so that he can launch a particular style of coaching in his practice. And I was very proud of him because he said that, he caught himself. He was actually thinking about enrolling in the membership program, which, I'm sure that it would add a lot of value, but the timing in doing that right now would not be the best idea, because how we're working together is I support him to launch his one particular type of coaching. It's like a laser coaching. So it would not be beneficial for him to start another program until he's already launched and monetized this existing program. And like I said, I was very proud of him that he caught himself and he reminded himself, no, I'm not going to do that, because that is going to get me further away from what I'm trying to accomplish. And that is really one of the best questions that you can ask. Is this action going to take me closer to my goal or further away from my goal? Sounds simple, but asking yourself that will help you to come to a decision quicker. Now, of course, I'm going to say that lightly, because if you're not used to making decisions quickly, that might be another thing that you need to work on. But we need to take these things one at a time, and we need to, any of the challenges, problem solve through it. But make sure you check yourself before you go jumping and leaping into enrolling in another program, because the reason why you would enroll in a program is so that you can learn some new skill sets, maybe a framework, and monetize. Because whenever you're paying money, okay, obviously there needs to be a transaction before the transformation. But when you're paying money, before you pay that money, you need to make a plan and a commitment to yourself, set the intention of when you will recoup that money. When will you get a return on that investment? Because if you don't have that down, I believe you should put it on paper, put it on a whiteboard, put it somewhere where you can see it. If you don't have that set, then that's sometimes why people don't even open the courses. They get distracted. What happens? They go buy another program and then they repeat the same process over again. I don't want that to happen to you. So the big thing is, ask yourself, how are you doing? Where are you with this quarter's goals, this year's goals? And, schedule some time to think. 15 minutes is sufficient. Turn off all your devices. Make a list of what it is you're looking to achieve. Hopefully you've already set those goals. And then on the other side of it, start writing down, just free writing, what needs to happen for you to be able to achieve those goals. If you're looking to add, $1 million to your bottom line revenue, if you're looking to reach 250K before the middle of this year, depending on where your revenue streams are, what is it going to take? What needs to happen for you to achieve or to meet or exceed those goals? Because, if you're a founder, if you're a CEO, if you're on track or you're not on track. And then it just becomes what things need to happen and then doing those things in the right order. Getting some help, getting someone as, a strategic advisor or someone that can help to actually do the work. so that you can focus on what it is that you do best, which in a lot of cases, it's about running a company, the visionary of the company, if you're a CEO or a founder. But don't delay, because the most important thing that you can do is take action, but take the right action. Don't just do things to fill your time or to think, well, we'll try this, and if that doesn't work, excuse me, you need to be diligent and intentional. And if this involves, if you feel that you're not reaching your goals because of a team member, then that team member needs to you need to find another place for that team member, or that team member may just have to go away. Because this is no time for you to sacrifice accomplishing your goals just because you want to be nice or you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. And I'm not suggesting that you're doing this, but I, hear, and I have heard from time to time over the years how people hesitate. They think things are going to change. I had a client that was hesitant to terminate a sales manager. And that wasn't good. Okay. So he was hesitant. He knew it wasn't working out. The gentleman wasn't producing. There were no results that were agreed upon. But instead of terminating that person, he moved that person into an operational role, thinking that even though that person couldn't produce in sales, maybe they would do better in operations. Well, that person really wasn't producing well in operations as well. So, it's not always the most pleasant situation. And quite often, it's probably some of the most difficult conversations that we have to have if and when we have to find another place for somebody that's actually going to be productive or terminate them. Yes, those aren't great conversations. However, you cannot risk the future of your company because you're hesitant to have a discussion, or the director that you employ is hesitant to have a discussion with their direct report. So schedule 15 minutes time to think for yourself. Make a list of the goals, the things that you must accomplish this quarter. And then on the other side of the paper, on the right side of the paper, so that's on the left side, on the right side of the paper, write down what needs to happen for you to reach those milestones or those goals. Okay, let me know. Put it in the comments or send me a DM. Good night, everyone.